go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move on to our streamer workshop. And this week, we're going to talk about, let me get a little pause in here so I can clip this out appropriately. Because I've been clipping out my last couple of streamer workshops, and I'm like, man, I need to shut up so I can find a spot to clear it. Let me clear this logo. Okay, so let's talk. Let's get to our streamer workshop, and today we're going to talk about something that has been asked, but I'm going to elaborate on a little bit more. And then after that, after I talk about this, you guys we can talk about what you want to talk about in terms of questions and kind of that kind of good stuff. If you don't know what streamer workshop is, this is something we do every Monday. We talk about topics that are related to streaming, and for up and coming and existing streamers to talk about and to get advice and to get just a community-based take on a lot of topics related to streaming. That can include growing your audience, growing your community, and just being a better overall streamer. So let's now talk about the streamer workshop. And the topic I'm going to talk about, like I said, it has been mentioned, it has been talked about, it has been asked, but I'm going to bring it up formally because I think it's important. And we're going to talk about music. 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 So what do I mean by music? I'm talking about background music. And we're going to cover a few topics on this whole deal. First off, the question I get all the time is, Bwana, should I play music? And my standard response is, well, it depends. And I go through a bunch of things. Robert depends on this, blah, 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 blah. And there's a lot of drawbacks and a lot of advantages to playing music that you need to consider for your stream. And the first of them I want to talk about is the blaring giant elephant in the room, and that's copyright. Copyright. Copyright is one of those annoying things that's been affecting me for years, and it's still just a big thorn in my side, and namely when it comes to YouTube. Not necessarily on Twitch as much as it could be, because Twitch they don't take that harsh of actions when there's copyright involved compared to what YouTube does. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say copyright, okay, here's the thing. The RIAA made a big stink over YouTube a few years ago, and I think it was Viacom at the time. They just, was it Viacom? It was somebody. They had a really huge lawsuit against YouTube about copyrighted songs being played on YouTube videos, and they were about to sue a bunch of people. So YouTube went to court, and they settled. And the stipulations of the settlement was that YouTube had to provide them with the means to take down streams if there's copyright mismatch or copyright matches. So what that means as a streamer is that if you posted something on YouTube and it matched somebody else's copyright, they could take you down back then. Just take your whole stream down. Now, YouTube kind of worked out a deal where they have a strike system where you can get multiple strikes of copyright claims. So if you get 3 strikes, then they'll take action. But the first few strikes, most times they'll just give you a warning, or they'll do things like they'll provide revenue for the copyright claim person for the ads on your stream, or they'll just take the ads off your stream. A lot of different things that happen. Either way, that video belongs, that money that video makes belongs to that person now, the copyright claimer, not you. And that's a big deal if you're trying to make a living as a streamer, because I know a lot of you are aspiring to possibly make this your full-time job one day. So when you think about music from that perspective, it becomes really, really important, not just from an aesthetic standpoint, not just from a wow, I wonder if this will make my stream sound or look better. It becomes bottom line dollars. If you want to look to monetize your content on platforms such as YouTube and monetize them on Twitch, and I'm going to talk about how that's monetized. So, two things when streaming with music you need to consider. That's, well, as it relates to this topic, is live content, and then there's your recorded VODs. On Twitch, you can, as you know, archive off your content, all your past broadcasts, and you can create highlights. The way Twitch handles copyright is that Twitch will scan your recorded content for any copyright matching songs. If it finds any, it will mute that portion of the stream up to 30 minutes. So you'll have this giant red blotch in your stream. So your stream, your archive, your VOD will actually still be there, but just that portion will be muted. This is something they did a few months ago, and it was initially met with a lot of bad negative press because of, I think it was mostly because of false positives. A lot of things were getting recognized that weren't actually, you know, claimable. But ever since then, the system has been cleaned up. And oddly enough, it's being praised compared to what YouTube does. Because YouTube is a lot more harsh. So, as a streamer, you got to consider that. What am I going to do with my content? Am I going to archive it off? Am I going to point my users to Twitch if I want them to view this content? Because if you look at the monetize, you probably shouldn't just rely on your live content. You probably should look at some options on monetizing or exposing your recorded content as well, because you're not going you want to have an extended audience beyond your live stream, especially when there's time zones involved. You got people in Europe and Australia, all these time zones where they may be asleep or at work while you're streaming, but still want to ingest your content. You don't want to leave them out in the cold. So all of this comes into play, man. All of it comes into play when you talk about music. It's not, it can affect all these different areas. So that's something you gotta consider if you're gonna play background music. Now, Twitch has given us options to play background music. They call it stream safe or VOD safe music, so that you can play music and it won't get your content muted on Twitch. And you can go to music.twitch.tv to see all the things. They announced it a few months ago. Here's the issue with things like that, and I can give you a personal story about it in a second. The issue is that it may be fine on Twitch, but you take it over to YouTube, and they're still going to give you a copyright. They're still going to give you a copyright claim on it. And this happened to me with Monstercat. Those of you who know, Monstercat is a Twitch partner. They're a record label. They have a bunch of what we call streamer-friendly music. Some of their songs are really good. I like some of their EDM stuff. It's really good. But I got hit with a copyright claim on one of their songs, Triumph. One of my favorite songs from their library. It got flagged as copyright, and I had to give up my revenue to the copyright claimer on that video. So that's something else you got to consider. Even though something says it may be streamer friendly on Twitch, it may not be streamer friendly in terms of copyright on other platforms such as YouTube. And YouTube is the biggest monetizable video platform out there. You can't ignore it. People can talk smack about it all you want, but if you're looking to really grow your stream in terms of audience base, YouTube is probably going to be your #1 option outside of Twitch. Okay, so that's why I'm bringing up YouTube quite a bit. And my personal story, along with that Triumph thing, was the you guys remember the blue screen clip I did, where I had a blue screen on stream, and it was during E3. And Twitch told us that we could restream anything that they restreamed. And they restreamed the Activision press conference for Black Ops 3. So I restreamed it, and I had a really hilarious moment on there, and I clipped it out, put it up on YouTube. Activision took it down. Completely took it down. And I was just like, well, I learned my lesson. Because that means that it's not going to be it's not going to be 100% for all different things, for all the platforms. So if one thing works on Twitch, that doesn't mean that it's going to work on YouTube. So that's something to consider. Okay. So the next thing is I want to talk about with music is song requests. Song requests. All right, hold on. This is a huge distraction. And it's not going to go away. I'm just refreshing my stuff over here. People claim the audio's out of sync. Make sure I turn this back on. All right. Okay, so let's continue. If it's still out of sync, it's out of sync. We'll deal with it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are song requests. Song requests are a system where streamers put into place a system where their users can request a song. Usually it's by way of YouTube. So they put like a command like !requests and then like a YouTube URL or part of a URL. And that allows the streamer to play that song in a sort of a queued format. Nightbot made it popular. I think Moobot now has it. I know Deepbot has it. A lot of streamers are using it. And this is a good way to get your users involved, especially if you want them to be active in your chat, you want them to be communicating with you, and it's a good way for them to enjoy your stream even more by playing the songs that they want to hear. But it also has drawbacks. And I don't use it personally because of this. Number one, you're gonna have copyrighted songs. You're going to have copyrighted songs. It's just there's no way around it. You're gonna get red on the Twitch VODs. And if you decide to put something on YouTube, you can better believe it's gonna get a flag up there as well. And somebody else is gonna earn revenue for your content. And you don't want that. You really don't want that as a Twitch streamer or as a content provider. Number two, you're gonna have trolls, people leaking streamers, or not streamers, but screamers, and all kinds of like negative videos, maybe something gory or something trolly or something just inappropriate. You're gonna have trolls come in and do that. Now, some people get around that with currency, like with loyalty bots. You may have points in my channel, gold in another channel, and it costs so much of that currency to request a song. That's a way to get around trolls, but it's not 100%. A troll can sit and idle on your channel for a few weeks and say, all right, I'm going to use my points to just mess them up. It's a lot of things that can go wrong with song requests. And this is on the topic of music because a lot of streamers use song requests kind of as a way to get their users involved for providing music, background music. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like song requests. I never really recommend it to people, but some streamers do like it. So now let's talk about the topic of like volume levels and whether you should use it or not. And the answer I give people is that it depends on your audience, man, so much. Because depending on the game, depending on the type of audience you have, and what they're doing while they watch you determines if they want to hear music or not. And whether you want to hear music or not. I mean, do you like to listen to other music while you play a game? That's important as well. Because you can get annoyed and you won't even know you're annoyed until the stream's like, what's wrong with you today? You seem annoyed. You're like, I'm not annoyed, shut up. So it can affect you if you don't want to hear music. But if your users play the game that you're playing and they're like, this happens all the time on Twitch. They'll go to your stream and watch you play while they're playing the same game. Like they'll have you in another monitor. Like a lot of times people, when I'm playing Elite Dangerous, they'll be watching my stream while they're trading or smuggling or doing something that is not, that doesn't require all their attention. Same with EVE Online. Somebody may watch my stream while they're mining. And they may just want to hear my background voice or the game sounds and play their own music while they're playing their game, or they may just don't want to hear any music at all. So as I tell people with my stream, I always say that I always try to come to a happy medium where I play the music at a volume to where you can hear my voice if you turn it way down, but you can't hear the music. So for those people who don't want to hear the music, they can just turn the stream down a little bit, still hear me, but not hear the music. But those people who want to hear the music, they can turn it up a little bit and hear the music in the background a little bit. And I'm gonna stop playing music. I've done this before and I've gone back on it, but today I was just like, I'm really tired of copyright to the point to where I don't think the value of music is going to help my stream. It's causing more problems than it's helping with. I mean, especially with Elite Dangerous, it adds a great environment, especially when I play like space music in the background and stuff. But at the end of the day, man, half my clips on YouTube now, because I'm using YouTube, man. Half my clips up on YouTube, they're either claimed by somebody else or they're halfway muted, or it's just ridiculous. It's just terrible. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And I thought I could get away with it with like copyright free or copyright friendly content like Monster Cat and the stuff that's I'm using at Twitch.tv. But it's not guaranteed that that stuff is going to work on YouTube. So while this may sound like a harsh recommendation for you to not do it, I'm just not going to do it. But it's not off the table for you. If you want to have music for your stream, by all means, go for it. Play the music. But I can tell you as a viewer myself, I prefer that your voice and the game content not be hindered by the music. I don't want to hear a Skrillex concert while watching, you know, Call of Duty. That's just not the type of stuff I like to watch. Some people like that stuff. So don't take my opinion as a viewer. Now, I'm not talking as a streamer, but as a viewer, don't take my opinion as gospel because some people like that stuff. But me, I don't like blasting music. Like, I'll go to a stream. If I'm hearing music that's too loud or just in my face, I immediately leave. I just can't stand it. To me, it doesn't help the stream, but it may for other people. So that's music. That is the spiel on it. So I'm going to open the floor up for questions while we get things moving into the next segment. I apologize for the technical issues, guys. I don't know what's going on with Twitch today. I haven't been looking at things because I am recording this locally. So push comes to shove, I can just take my local recording and upload it. I can't upload to Twitch yet. Can't wait to get Twitch VODs. But I'll be able to upload to YouTube. Yeah, I have a music license with Monster Cat. Like I'm part of their, I have their, I think it just covers streaming though. Doesn't cover YouTube. Hey, Buona, tomorrow start a closed beta of a new game. I will probably have lots of lurkers searching for this streams. And tip to have damage control of going from 2 to 3 viewers and quite many more so suddenly. I think I know what game you're talking about. Hey man, you need to put me on that list too. Good question, Girk. What you need to do is get a bot, man. I don't know what this gravity thing is, Blue Fabbit. It's a bug. I don't know what it is. I'm not rebranding. I don't know what it is. But get yourself a bot for, let me get off of this. Let me just go to MooBot here. Go to MooBot.tv. And I think most major features, I prefer MooBot because I love its dashboard. I know Nightbot has a dashboard too. Let's bring up Nightbot.tv as well. Both of these bots are good, man. Set one up in your channel and do the following. Disallow links disallow Zalgo, which is like giant. Not no, Zalgo's not. It's a special symbols that people use sometimes, and flooding. I think those will all be free. If you disallow flooding, um, links, and Zalgo, that'll cover your bases. Now, if you want, you can take it further and disable caps. Oh, Tree of Savior. Okay. You could disable caps if you want to, or put a caps limit. That's up to you. Some people, like I've loosened my cap limit quite a bit since the early days. You could do that, but I think those areas will cover you for most cases. And if it gets too rowdy, slow mode is your friend. Slow mode is your friend. And if you can't control something, or if things are getting too rowdy, put it in subscribers only mode. Everybody has, from what I understand, everybody has access to subscribers only mode, even if you don't have subs. And what it'll do is it'll lock out anybody except subs. I don't know if that still works today. It used to. But if you can't control your chat and you just want to stop it, just like everybody shut up, put it in subscribers mode. And that command is slash subscribers on. No, slash subscribers. And to turn it off is slash subscribers off. It's so dumb. I hate that command so much. To toggle it on is slash subscribers, and turn it off is slash subscribers off. Hold on. Okay. I'm not sure why this bug is happening now. Yeah, it has my name as Gravity. It's happening now. Okay. What? That is very odd. I see it now as well. It says Gravity Como is playing. That's not me. I don't know who that is, but they're probably going to get new followers now. Yes, I did see that the Blade and Soul beta will be starting on the 29th. Yeah, I saw that. Look at Discord posts. Well, all right. What the world? That was a big distraction during the during the show. If you're getting copyright claims on your YouTube for Monstercat songs and you have a license for it, you may want to contact Monstercat about it. Okay. I think it's for streaming only though, Kashi. I think it's for streaming only though. I don't think it covers YouTube, because it was kind of, I got it gratis. Like I didn't pay for it. I got it just by getting it, so I didn't pay them for it. If I paid them for it, then I'd be all over it. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, make sure you put @1 in it. I'm not sure you remember me, but one day I caught you streaming Marvel Heroes and answered all my questions. Now I'm 200 days in the game. I love it so much. I stream it. Just a quick thanks, and I might come when I'm streaming questions. I love your new streamer help day. Thanks, man. 200 days now. That's cool. No, I wasn't paying for. I'm not paying for Monster Cat. No. If I was, I'd be livid, but I'm not. I've only bought a couple, and that's Ronald Jenkins, Zircon. I bought the. I got something from Benjamin Briggs. I don't think it was a license. I know he has a. He has a streamer album now. What would you say is the most reasonable minimum upload speed for a smooth stream? Depending on the bit rate, I mean not the bit rate, but depending on the type of game you're playing and the resolution, smooth is relative to that, you know. And I always, my minimum for me is 1500. Like, personally, like if I have like internet trouble and stuff like that, that's where I go. I go down to 1500 kbps because with that I could do a good 480p stream. A good 480p stream at 1500. It'd be good quality. It'd be a little fuzzier than what people are used to. Like I think a few days ago, I streamed. It was on Warframe Wednesday last week. My internet was acting up, so I had to take it down to 1500, and I went 480p. I mean, it went fuzzy and it was like pixelated, but it was smooth. I think 1500 is a good minimum, but that's the bottom of the barrel, I think. Does the CPU preset and the bitrate go hand in hand? Yeah. Yeah. They work together, dude. So, for example, if you're going to be playing a shooter, something with a lot of motion, I use Warframe as a good example. When you move the bitrate up, it's not going to have that big of an effect on the quality as if you move the bitrate and the CPU preset down. That's kind of confusing to say, but when you move the preset down to like slower and slow, then the quality goes way up on the stream, but use a ton more CPU. If you want to account for fast-moving games, you usually have to move the bitrate up. But like I said, it's a seesaw battle. Like you move the bitrate up to account for fast-moving games and like people complain about pixelization when you move and stuff. That means your bitrate's too low. But you can only take the bitrate so high. Like you could have like a 5,000 or 6,000 kbps bitrate and have it on very fast, and it's still gonna look like crap in some areas. It's not until you take that CPU preset down. I think it's down. I keep forgetting, but to like from fast, very fast to slow, what have you. That's when the quality really kicks up, but the CPU usage goes up. About quality and bitrate for streaming, I use 2750 because I have very good fiber. But I got some complaints about buffering from slower connections. I don't know what to do. I wanted to display a good video of Marvel Heroes pixely. Yeah, Marvel Heroes is very pixely. Cap 10X, if you're not a partner, you got to be really careful with your bitrate. Because people don't have the choice of choosing a lower preset or a lower encoder quality. Like the source, high, medium, low thing, the transcoders. They don't have the option if you're not partnered, and if you don't have those transcoders. So 2750, I can see some people, yeah, definitely buffering on that. And I think I answered this to somebody else, and I was talking about the settings I use. If I don't have encoders, like the maximum I'll do is like 1500 to 2000. Because that's like all encompassing for everybody. It's easy to go a little bit overboard. It's easy to go overboard with the bit rate, especially if you got good internet, and a lot of the people who are talkative have good internet, and you know they can handle a 2700, 3000, or 3 megabit connection. But some people will buffer, and some people think they have good internet and they don't. So if I wasn't partnered, I would have a lower bit rate. You want your content to be king when you're not partnered. Quality, you're not going to have very much success with. I'm not going to say quality, but like video quality settings. You got to be really conservative if you're not partnered, or if you don't have transcoders. If you're not partnered, but you get a lot of viewers, you're fairly certain you get resolutions, though. Yes, Twitch has a cutoff. So if you do hit, it depends on the load on the site. If you do hit a certain viewer count, you'll get transcoding. You'll get the source high, medium, low. But that's only if you hit that mark, and that's not guaranteed. That depends on the site load. For the holiday 2015 release list, which game release are you most hyped to see on Twitch trending, and what's the game you want to see but you don't think will be as popular? Ooh, good question. The holiday list. Let's see. The most hyped I'm to see on Twitch trending. So these are two separate questions. The first is which one I want to see trending, and which underdog I want to see kind of sprout. Oh, wow. Oh, let's talk about what's coming up. We got the shooters, of course. We got Battlefront, Call of Duty. We got Halo tomorrow. We got Fallout 4, of course. Yeah. Okay. Let's first answer the question about the underdog. The game that I want to see trend, I want Lyric to play it. I want Sevidus, Waffle. I want all Nerd Fusion. I want Bike Man. I want everybody to play Albion Online. In November, we'll have our first, I think it's the first closed beta. Closed or open, I forget which one, of Albion Online. I want that game to be in the top 5 on Twitch. Because I really think it's a special game. I really think it is so fun. I think a lot of old schoolers will love to see it. Even new schoolers will love to see it. Albion Online is my underdog that I hope hits the top. But the one I'm most hyped to see trending, I want Rebel Galaxy, man. I want Rebel Galaxy to trend. I mean, it did for a day or two when Lyric streamed it and a couple other people, but I don't think Rebel Galaxy is getting the props it deserves as well. So those are the two. Because we already know Fallout, Call of Duty, all the other games, they're going to do fine. Yeah, I know my audio's out of sync. I can't do it. I mean, it's working for some people, not for others. Twitch thinks I'm somebody else. I don't know what to do right now. I'm about to turn the camera off. I've already refreshed it on my end. That's all I know to do. I'm not going to change the settings again because that messed up everything. I like Rebel Galaxy, but I beat it with 36 hours. You played more than me. And 36 hours for a $20 game isn't bad at all, dude. Do you feel cheated? Single player games don't fare well on Twitch compared to multiplayer games. There's a lot to that. There's a lot to that. Because single player games are like way up there on days like Sunday when the big streamers are doing their sub Sundays. And a lot of times they're doing single player games. So I think it's the big streamer trend to play multiplayer games. and they have self-dubbed them as streamable games. Some MMOs play like single-player games. Like, people will play MMOs and won't do anything with anybody else. And I don't know, man. I agree with that statement, but I think the causation of it is kind of strange. I think there's just a consensus amongst big streamers. Hey, we need to play H1Z1 or Arma, or these handful of multiplayer games. I don't know. But I do agree that the single player games, they tend to get the biggest bump in numbers. Like Until Dawn, they get the big bumps like the first couple weeks, and then after the games has been finished, people have played through them. There's no incentive to watch them anymore. For a lot of people, they already know what's going to happen. They've already either played it or they know what's going to happen. And single player replayability is not a good thing to watch for some people. Yeah, single player hype dies faster. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't know, man. I'd like to see. I mean, speedrunners, they can make single player games trend. They're like the only ones I know that can do that. Oh, Nash, you just didn't want the game to end. It's fun, man. I understand. Well, you could go through another playthrough, I guess, and play a different. You can play a different faction. You'll get different ships and stuff, but it's going to be the same base stuff. I figured I've already got my money's worth times like 3 on Rebel Galaxy. What do you think Amazon will bring to the table in the long run? How do you see Twitch in 5 years? Guys, this has turned into an AMA. Let's talk about streaming. This is the streamer workshop. I want kind of like streamer related questions. I'll answer that one, but there's not a Reddit AMA right now. Where do you see Twitch in 5 years? I don't know what Amazon's going to do. Amazon's a hands-off company. They don't touch much in companies they buy. So Twitch is going to do what Twitch does. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I was happy with the acquisition. That Amazon usually doesn't change a whole lot about companies. So Twitch is going to do Twitch. Where Twitch is going to be in 5 years is I think it's going to be Justin TV. I really do. I think it's going to be a bigger Justin TV in 5 years. You're going to see categories for everything. And there's going to be a lot more tight integrations with things. Gaming is going to be not the main focus anymore. And I honestly think Twitch is going to rebrand again. It's just an opinion. But I think Twitch is going to end up rebranding again because they're going to be they're going to be Justin TV in 5 years. I read about personal information with some streamers. Any tips on protecting your PC and personal info if you get to streaming? Use different passwords, just typical stuff, man, Girk. Don't use the same passwords across multiple sites. Get a dual monitor set up. Put all your sensitive information on a second monitor. Try not to browse your PC too much on stream. I know some people like to reverse engineer stuff. Have an ear for social engineers. Have an ear for that. If somebody just a random person you've never seen before come in here and ask you, how old are you? What school did you go to? What's your birth? All these questions like that. They're probably trying to social engineer you to get a call to PayPal or somebody to get your account. So have an ear for that stuff, man. Try not to, don't be rude, but at the same time say, hey, man, why are you asking that? Because some streamers, to try to be polite and to get more viewers, they'll answer anything that's asked, and they're getting social engineered hard. So don't just give out information, man. Make them work for it. That's what I do. I make them work for it. I don't give out stuff, Oh, get rid of Skype, dude. Get rid of Skype. Don't even bother with Skype. Just get rid of it. And if you know anybody on Skype, tell them you can't reach them anymore because Skype is. Just don't. Don't. Just get rid of it as soon as you can. I think I missed some questions. What do you think about using gaming clips as a pause screen? I love it. Trailers of your own gameplay. I love it, man. I've done that before where I had video reels running on my breaks. Um, I was thinking about juicing up my break screen. That's one of my next projects is I'm gonna juice up my break screen with some stuff like that. Not necessarily game clips, but just videos and like a formalized kind of like commercial break because I only take like 5 minute breaks. Um, I love that stuff, man. Some people hate it, but I like it. Who is your first grade teacher? Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, man. Try to make it hard for people because one, I've worked in security before, and I know a lot of stuff about that field. And one thing I can tell you is that if they want your information, they're going to get it. If it just depends on how much they want to work for it. There's only so much you can do. There's no such thing as 100% security. They are going to get your information. Um, the only thing you can do is just completely get off the grid and just don't go online. That's the only way you protect yourself and just disappear, go in the mountains or something. Um, but just don't make it easy for them. Just don't like broadcast stuff and give them their information. Make them go work for it because some people will give up. They're like, I ain't doing all that. He's not worth it. Let's move on to the next guy. Is there anything I could do to reduce buffer size? By buffer size, are you talking about the Twitch? Let's ask Gravity Como here. I don't know. This guy here, show video stats. No, I better not show that on stream. Hold on. I think that shows something. I was just telling you guys not to show that stuff. Where it says buffer size on here. One thing you could do to reduce buffering on Twitch is to refresh. I know that's like a cop-out answer, but refresh, dude. And because refreshing, what that'll do is that'll get you a potential different server that you get your video from. And you can check which server you're getting your info from by going to the debug viewer in Chrome. If you look at the network tab, it'll show you. I can't show you here because it'll show my IP and stuff. I think it's F11, not F11, F something. One of the function keys to show the debug view. Look at the network. You can see which servers you're getting your information from Twitch from. And it usually has like IAD for like Virginia and A something for Amsterdam, AMA for Amsterdam, LDN for London. What you can do is you just keep refreshing until you get a different server. Because most times when I'm buffering, I'm hitting a bad server. So just keep refreshing until you get a different server. Yeah, F12, that's it. Yeah, if you hit F12 in Chrome and then you go to the network tab, you can see which server you're hitting. And sometimes it's kind of stubborn. They don't always show. I mean, they don't always switch as quickly as you like them to. Yeah, Twitch is having a bad day today for some reason. I think they may have made some API updates and something got whacked out, so they're fixing it now. Hopefully it'll get fixed. So, any more streamer related questions? Certain Valen! All the resells, man. Thanks, guys. If there's nothing else, we're gonna move on then. It's 8 o'clock now, so it's a little early, but we had a good 45, 50 minutes. Thanks for subbing the Gravity Como. I have no idea who that is. We got a good 45, 50 minutes in, so that's good. What do you think about using digital mixers for streamers? For streaming? I don't really see a downside. And by digital mixer, you're talking about just software, right? Did your resub pop up? No, I don't have pop-ups on this screen because I'm doing a show. We're doing a recording, so I don't have like notifications and stuff on. What, if anything, would or could make you move to YouTube gaming? It's going to take a lot of changes at YouTube for me to even consider that. Because if you look at what Twitch is doing versus, I mean, Twitch's forward moving actions versus YouTube's, YouTube's going in the wrong direction. Let me just put it that way. This whole thing with YouTube Red, I don't like where that's going. The copyright stuff, even though they're putting tools in place to help with that, like their new audio feature, where they'll strip the audio out for you, the copyright audio, which is kind of a nifty trick, but doesn't solve all the problems. They're going in the wrong direction, and I'll admit that Twitch is doing some stuff I don't agree with either. I don't like which directions they're going in some areas. But for me to just cold make a switch, having invested 8 years on this platform as a live streaming platform, it's going to take a lot. Just like it's going to take a lot for me to really go from YouTube to Twitch as a VOD platform. Because, you know, Twitch is going to have Twitch VODs. You know, I'm not really convinced I want to do that yet. Because I've spent so much time on YouTube as a VOD provider. As a you know, video on demand, you know, as a pre-recorded provider. And I got 40,000 plus subs over there. So it's like, and I can't just like leave that like lightheartedly. Even though I stopped putting content up there out of frustration or copyright, still, it's like, it's going to require a lot for me to just jump ship. I'm not going to just pack up and leave at a whim. But I don't know, man. YouTube's got to they got to do an about face for me to consider YouTube gaming as a cold switch to just say, I hear Twitch, here's my contract, I'm ripping it up and I'm going to YouTube gaming. They got to do a lot of things different. They got to do a lot of things different, man. Basically, they got to do everything they haven't done so far. They got to do a lot of things different because YouTube Red is, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like they took the idea of Twitch Turbo and they applied like revenue sharing across everybody, but it's like vague, and top providers are going to get more exposure out of it because of their exclusive content, and it's just, it doesn't seem like something that will help the little guy. You know, it seems very anti-little guy. It seems very pro-big guy, which YouTube has been to me for years. And the fact that the AdSense revenue is just declining. Every year I use that platform, man, I've seen it decline. It's just, I'm not going to go into details and numbers, but it's just going down, 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 down. And then it went down even further. So, I don't know, man. I think YouTube gaming is a good platform, especially for being a 1.0. It's very stable. Very, very stable. The UI could use some work, but you know, that's a given for any 1.0. And they are doing some things right. It's just the policies behind the platform that are driving people away. And that's a big problem with Google in general, man. It's the policies that drive people away. It's not the technology. The technology is usually top notch, but it's the copyright strikes. It's the stupid the Viacom lawsuit crap, man. It's that stuff. You can't completely blame YouTube for that, but still, man, it's there. It's all the policies behind all this technology that drive me nuts. And Twitch is like the opposite when you think about it. It's like Twitch's policies are great, but the technology gives me a headache. Like, look, I'm Gravity Como today. Hi, I'm Gravity Como. I mean, what the heck is that? What if that happened on YouTube? What if you went to PewDiePie's channel and it said that he was like me? It's the exact opposite over here. It's like, oh, the policies are great, the people are great, the company, they're such nice guys, but the technology just goes derpy every 5 seconds, man. So it's like you flip a coin. Do you want good tech or do you want good policies? And I mean, that question goes great with what just happened today. My channel name has changed. I mean, if I was big on branding and somebody found my channel, like, hey, did you see Gravity Domo's streamer workshop? That guy's awesome. Man, he was like answering questions. He was telling people about streaming. He's like this big ugly black guy, but man, that Gravity Domo is awesome. There goes all your branding. There goes all your work you put in. For 50 years, you've been waiting for that one guy to show up because he had all kinds of connections and he thinks you're Gravity Domo now. What, Gravity Como? I said Gravity Domo, didn't I? I don't know why. I'm thinking about Domo Arigato when I see it. I don't know. It's just stuff like this, man. It's maddening. I was like, I don't know if I want to keep streaming because I don't want to give this guy free. Is this guy even this person even exists? Because he's getting free publicity from me now. Gravity Como, you watching? I want to check. You need to send me 35 cents. He prefers to be called the artist. Nah, man. It seems like they're random names. It really does. All right. Seems like they're random names. I hope it was. I mean, I went live. It seems like right after it happened, like right after I went live. Yeah, I'm gonna restart it before we move into the Guild Wars 2 part. I'm just making sure you guys don't have any more questions because it slowed down for a bit and then you guys start asking more. So I don't want to stop it just yet. April Fool's Day came early. Yeah, somebody put October 23rd instead of October 26th instead of April 1st because you know they're spelled about the same. It's an honest mistake. I'm gonna name my next Guild War character Gravity Como. Yeah, we're doing that. It seems to be fixed. Okay. It says Buona now. All right, Gravity Como Inc. Do I don't have one of these. I don't have a char, do I? Let's create a char. What don't I have? I don't think I have a guardian. I need a random button. Hey, he's big, you know? I need Gravity Como. Hurry up. Don't care. Yes. Don't care, don't care. Whatever. Random. Random. I got a big nose. Big head. He's huge. Alright, armor dies. I don't care about that. Next. I wear this. It's fine. It's fine. That's good. Yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Gravity. Come on. Gravity Como lives! Alright guys, we're gonna switch over. I don't need to restart apparently. Before I switch over, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break here. So I'll be back in 5 minutes and we're gonna come back for our Guild Wars 2 segment. Thanks everybody for watching the streamer workshop. And yeah. So do I have to watch the VOD to see why you're Bwana instead of Bwana TV? No? I've always been Bwana. Bwana TV has been a backup. Bwana TV is when I can't get Bwana. And let's not talk about IO Buffer because that was before. That was in the olden days when I didn't have any sense. Now I have sense. So I go for Bwana. If I don't get Bwana, I get Bwana TV. Because Bwana existed before Bwana TV. Yeah, he did. I'll be back. Yee.